Your country has undertaken major modernization programs and implementation of a series of reforms that significantly strengthened the economy and improved the business environment. Your country's Vision 2020 has attracted particular attention around the world and is cited as one of the most ambitious modernization programs. We are interested to benefit from the best experience in the world, Mr. Minister. So in your opinion, although there are differences because of the different region, but which Malaysian experience could be relevant and could be replicated in the Western Balkans?
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator and dear panelists, His Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the participants of Bosnian Sarajevo Business Forum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, and peace be upon all of you. I would like to draw your attention before I go back to the question of the Malaysian experience. Malaysia and Bosnia has a long-standing relationship. If I may conclude, there are three stages of our presence in Bosnia. The first stage is the suffering of the Bosnian people that had to endure the victims of hatred, war, and crime on humanity. During that particular stage, we were here to give our lending hand to the Bosnian suffering through our contribution of humanitarian help, assistance, and also the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Tun Mahathir Mohamad, at that time, have given his commitment for the Bosnian children to come to Malaysia to learn and study at our universities. And we were honored to receive the Bosnian children as our guests and students in our universities and our education agencies. The second stage of our contribution with Bosnia is during the peacekeeping period. Malaysia has sent its troops in the United Nations peacekeeping force to ensure our commitment of long-lasting and sustainable peace in this region. And the third stage of our presence in Bosnia, if we can consider it is a stage of rebuilding Bosnia, a stage of reawakening of Bosnia and the region in it. And last year I was here representing the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Tun Mahathir Mohamad, at your Halal Fest, which was held in September 2018. That was the start of a revisiting of our relation with Bosnia, since, as the world knows, Tun Mahathir Mohamad has ascended for the second time the Prime Ministership of Malaysia. And he has continuously put Bosnia as also one of the important priorities in his leadership. We attended the Halal Fest in Sarajevo. That was the new start of renewing the relationship between Bosnia. And Alhamdulillah, once we went back to Malaysia, I reported this event to the Prime Minister, and we have agreed to form what we call Malaysian-Bosnian Trade Cooperation Association. And Tun Dr. Mahathir being the supervisor and the patronage of this Malaysian-Bosnian Trade Association Corporation, has given the task, as he mentioned in his recorded speech just now, to seek opportunity and to help Bosnia to rebuild, and also to make sure that this region, Malaysia has a contribution for a peace and for a sustainable peace and stabilization. I always quote this during my speech with the Bosnian friends in Malaysia. I told them that we were there when you suffer, and we would like to be here when you prosper. That has been always the quotation. And as our Turkish panelist, Your Excellency, has mentioned, that we are here not for any personal interest, but we are here in the belief that peace and prosperity are the rights of all human beings, and we are just contributing to the fact that we would like to see a peace and prosperity region in Bosnia and the whole Balkan states around it. That was just a little bit of our relationship with Bosnia, and with the commitment of the Prime Minister of Malaysia, I would like to reiterate here that we will continue this relationship for the benefits of this region and for the benefits of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia has, as everyone the world has known, has just formed a new government that has not, it's only since been a year that the new government is in place. This new government took over after 60 years of the same government who has ruled Malaysia for the past 60 years. It was not easy for a new government with this vision of reform, as been mentioned by the moderator, to change the mindset of the people. There are two challenges that we face in the new Malaysia, as we call ourselves. Number one is the race relation. The race relation and the religion or religious relation. Because as you know, Malaysia is a multiracial country, multi-religious, multi-faith, and this could pose a problem as it is a very fragile factor that could at any time contribute to disunity in our country. But Alhamdulillah, if there is anything that we would like to share with the rest of the world, Malaysia, being the multiracial and multi-religious country, have full commitment to at least show a good example to the world, or where at least good things that you can learn from Malaysia is that in spite of our racial, religious multiplicity, in spite of our plurality, Alhamdulillah, we have taken the policy of integration, the policy of unity as our very main integral part of the government's policy. And you can see during the transformation or transition of a new government after 60 years, there was no bloodshed, there was no riot, there was no demonstration in the streets. And I would like to record here that we Malaysians have proven to the world we not just believe in democracy, but we also respect the rights of the people to choose the government. And this is a good showcase to the world on how democracy can play a very important role in conserving peace and stabilization in any part of the world. Secondly, Malaysia is in the forefront of the halal industry. We have already started this industry since the 70s. During the 90s, we have advanced further. And now Malaysia is the leading country of halal industry. And as you know, halal industry has a big market of billions and worth about trillions of dollars. We believe that halal is not exclusive only to the Muslim, although it is a must for a Muslim to have a halal verification. But we also believe that halal can be a contributive factor to a safe and hygiene consumption. And within that context, we would like to contribute to the Bosnian people and to the region and to the world of our little experience in the halal industry and the whole ecosystem that works within that halal framework. Secondly, we are also very interested in the defense industry. As you all know, last month we had one of the biggest, although not the biggest, in Southeast Asia, the Langkawi International Maritime and Aviation Exhibition, where we have also a very great interest to cooperate in this field. And finally, I wouldn't say that the business opportunity here will go without any challenges. I agree that there are challenges we need to overcome. Number one, the challenges is about distance, which will affect the logistic. Number two is about culture, as we come from the Southeast Asia, would have a totally different culture with the region here. And thirdly, I think has been mentioned by the foreign minister about the rule of law, which I think it is very pertinent that every business that you want to do in every country or region must have a strong law that protects the business to sustain and to prosper. With that, I thank you very much again for this small contribution to the panelists. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.